Hi, welcome to creating armor images and code for our Java Minecraft mods course. This is going to be the Mac version. The assumption here is that you've already created your basic mod, your sword, your block, and your sword recipe at this point to be ready for this next step. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to create our new armor texture package. We're going to do that inside Eclipse. And we need to go to Source Main Resources and control click and add a new package. And this is going to be a long package name. So check carefully. It's going to be Assets, ASSETS, My Modding Tutorial Textures Models Armor. Okay. I'm going to double check the spelling. Assets, ASCSETS, My Modding Tutorial. Modding has two Ds, textures. Looks good, models, armor. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish that. And now you can see our new package right here. Let me show you the slide on that. And here it is in case you need to pause. So pause is necessary. Okay. Okay, moving on. We're going to copy the armor images from the template. Go back to Eclipse. Go to Templates, Resources, Armor, and select the sample armor1.png, and by holding down the command key, you can also select the sample armor2.png. Then I'm going to control click and select copy. This should copy both items. Let me show you the slide on that. And here's the slide. Pause as needed. Okay, moving on to the next step. We're going to put the armor images in the package. So now that we've hopefully copied these two sample armor images, we're going to go to Assets, My Modding Tutorial Textures Models Armor and control click and select paste. And now we can check that the sample armor underscore 1.png and the sample armor underscore 2.png are both in the directory. And it looks like they are. Let me show you the slide on that. Pause as needed. Okay, moving on. Next, we're going to copy the armor items from the template. So we go back to Eclipse, and we'll go to Templates, Resources, Armor, and select the sample boots. Now I need to hold down the command key to select the rest of them. The sample chest, the sample helmet, and the sample leggings. Now I can hold down Control and click and copy, and this should copy them all. Okay, let me show you the slide on that. Pause as needed. Okay, let's go to the next step. So we'll go back to Eclipse and we're going to Control click Assets My Modding Tutorial Textures Items, and we're going to paste. Now we're going to verify that those 4 images are in this directory, and they are. You'll also see this is where the sample sword was, because these are all items. So, but here's what we're looking for: the boots, the chest, the helmet, and the leggings. So success. And let me show you the slide. Pause as needed. Okay, now we're going to start in with the code. So we're going to create the sample armor class. Control click My Mod up here. We're going to add a new class. It's going to be called Sample Armor. Then we'll select Finish. Okay, let me show you the slide on that. Pause as needed. Okay, then we'll move on to the next step. To copy the sample armor code from the template. So we're going to go back here and scroll down to the template. Now we need the code template for the armor. And first we're going to go to this sample armor class. I'm going to use Command A to select all and Command C to copy. Now we can go up to the code. Okay, that'll be in the next step. Let me show you the slide. So we're just going to copy the text, pause as needed. Okay, and the next slide will be to place the code in the sample armor class. Okay. So we're going to go over to our sample armor class, double click to open it. Then we can use Command A to select all and Command V to paste. Okay, now you're going to see a few errors here. We're not going to worry about those right now. They're going to be resolved later after we edit the main.java. So for right now, we're just going to ignore those. I think we can close this for now and save it. Actually going to go ahead and close. Ooh, later I'm going to close a few of those. Okay, so now that we have saved that, let me show you the slide. Okay, so we're going to basically paste in the code and pause as needed here. Okay, move on to the next slide. We're going to add the armor to the main.java. To go back to Eclipse, and we need to go to, this looks a little bit messy over here. I'm going to close these actually right now, collapse them. Okay, so now I need to go to Templates, Code, Armor. I'm going to open the sample armor main. Okay, and I'm going to select the line Public Static Final Armor Material. I'm going to select this whole line, so I'm going to have to drag way to the right. I'm going to try to resize this so I can see the whole line. I think that's going to make it easier here. Okay, so this whole line You can press Command, then C to copy that whole line. And that's going to create our sample armor material. So now we're going to go to My Mod and main.java, and we're going to put our cursor just above where the sword material is declared. So I think right here. Actually right here. Okay, right before the public static item sample sword. Okay, and we can create a space for our new line. And then we can use Command V to paste. Okay. Okay, let me show you the slide about that. Pause as needed. Okay, moving on. We're going to import the armor material and mod armor material. So we need to go back to Eclipse. And right here you can see armor material. Java is not happy. So we're going to import the armor material. Okay. Now we're going to change the values for the durability and enchantability. Okay. So, actually, I think we also want this comment. It's going to tell us a little bit more about the durability and enchantability values. Select this whole comment. You can see it's a comment because it starts with the // I'm going to use Command C and go back into my main.java. And right above the code for the sample armor material, I'm going to paste in that comment using Command V. I'm going to indent my comment. Okay, so we're going to change this as we prefer it to be. So right now, the durability is 50 for the armor. Let's try changing it to 100. Okay, so we changed here to 100 for durability, and then these numbers here are the helmet, chest, legs, and boots damage factors. I think I'm going to set them all to the highest, so I'm going to set them to 10. Okay, and then this is going to be the enchantability. Let's change it to 50. Okay. Okay, we can scroll that back. Okay, let me show you the slide about that. Okay, importing, and now you can see here all the different values. Pause is needed. Okay, we're going to move on to the next slide. Slide 12. Okay, so now we're going to add armor items to main.java. And we're going to go over to the templates, code, armor, and open sample armor underscore main.txt. Okay, and we now need to select all of these lines where we declare the different armor items. Okay, so I'm going to use Command C to copy, and I made sure to get all the way to the last semicolon. Now I need to go into main.java, and I'm going to place the cursor just above the line public main. So just before I start the main part of the code, I'm going to use Command V. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No, do undo. I think for some reason I didn't copy that correctly. So I'm going to go back to sample armor main. I've got it selected. I'm going to try again. Command C. The main.java again. I'm going to try again. Command V to paste that in. Okay, this time it looks like it worked just fine. Okay, so now I have all my different armor pieces defined. Okay, let me show you the slide. Okay, pause as needed. Then when you're ready, go to the next slide, which is going to be adding new armor items to main.java. So we're going to go back to Eclipse and go to our templates again. Go back to sample armor main. Okay, and we need to add all these items to the game. So all of these lines here are adding the helmet and the chest plate and the legs and the boots to the game registry, which is the items currently in the game. So I'm going to copy those using Command C. Then we're going to go back to main.java, and right below the public main, so inside the main part of the code, we're going to press Command V to paste. Okay. So now we'll have all of our items in the game. Okay, let's take a look at the slide. Pause here as needed. Okay, next we're going to add armor rendering to main.java. So we need to go back to Eclipse, and we're going to go to templates, code, armor. We're going to go back to main.java, or sample armor underscore main.txt, and then we're going to find this rendering registry. Select this whole line and press Command C. We need to go back to main.java, and we're going to put the cursor just below the public main again and use Command V to add our line of code. Now Java is not happy. Eclipse is giving us an error here about the rendering registry, so we need to import the rendering registry. Okay. Alright, let me show you that slide. Okay, you can pause here as needed. Okay, now we're going to add the armor names to the en_us.lang. This is where you get to create your armor names, so be thinking about what you'd like. Okay, we're going to go back over to Eclipse and go to our sample armor. This is going to be in resources. Sample armor en_us.text, and we're going to select all of these. Then Command C to copy. Then we need to go to source main resources, assets my modding tutorial lang, en_us.lang. And we're going to add those new items. You can paste them using Command V. Okay, so now we need to rename these. I think I'm going to continue with my rainbow theme and name mine Rainbow Helmet, Rainbow Chestplate, Rainbow Legs, Rainbow Boots. Alright, I'm going to close this and I'm going to save the changes. Okay, this is the template here. Okay, let me show you the slide. You can pause here as needed. Okay, next we're going to start editing the images. So I'm going to go to source main resources. And then assets my modding tutorial textures items. And then sample boots 1.png. And we can control click, open with, other. Then make sure external programs is selected. Press G to jump down to the G and select GIMP. Select OK. Okay, once GIMP is open, you can see there are boots here, but they're very tiny. So we need to change the zoom to 5000. You can see the boots are very big now. Now I need to select the correct pencil tool. So I'm going to select the smallest one. Oh, we need the pencil. Okay, and then I'm going to press the down arrow on the brush size to get a 1 pixel brush. And now I'm going to try to make rainbow boots. Okay, so I think I'm going to make them red. They might not be 100% rainbow. I'm going to give it a try. I have my recently used colors here, so I can do orange. And yellow. And green. Okay, and blue. I think I actually want this to be blue also. Blue and purple. Okay. And those kind of turned out a little wilder than I imagined, but I'm happy with that. Okay, so those will be my rainbow boots. And I am going to go to File, Overwrite Sample Boots, and close this image. Discard changes. Okay, and now I'm going to edit the armor image. Select here, Control click, open with other. Oh, before I do that, let's go back and look at the slide. Oop, not that. Okay. So here's a slide for editing the boot armor image. Okay, and now I'm going to edit the chest armor image. So go back to Eclipse. And I already started doing that a little bit before. I did Control click on the chest, external programs, G to jump down to GIMP, then select OK. Okay, you can see it's teeny tiny right now. Change it to 5000. Reselect my tiny brush. Probably just type one in here. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and make this rainbow as well. I'm going to use my yellow. I'm doing this kind of quickly so that the tutorial isn't too long. You would probably spend more time on your image than this. Okay, some blue and some purple. Actually looks kind of like a heart if you squint a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go to File, Overwrite Sample Chest. Then I'm going to close this and discard changes. Okay, let's look at the slide. Okay, pause here if you need to for the armor image instructions. Okay, we're going to scroll down. Next, we're going to edit the helmet armor image. Back to Eclipse and Control click on the helmet, open with other, G for GIMP. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in again. 5000. And I'm going to go to my tiny pencil again. Okay. Back to rainbow. I'm envisioning this as sort of a striped helmet. The yellow. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go back and fix that later. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But you can see that I accidentally made it a little on the border there. Here's my purple. Okay, now for this, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the color picker tool to pick the same color, and that way I can just draw right over that. Okay, so that's looking good to me. I'm going to File, Overwrite Sample Helmet, and then I'm going to discard changes. Okay, so let me show you that slide. Okay, here's the armor slide. So pause is needed for the armor slide. Okay, next is the leggings image. So let's go back into Eclipse and edit the leggings image. Open with, Other, jump down to GIMP, select OK. Okay, and we're going to zoom in on the leggings, 5000, and select our tiny pencil tool again. Okay, so I'm back to my 1-pixel tool. I'm going to do the rainbow again. The orange and the yellow and the green and the blue. Oops. Oh dear. Okay, I think I need Command C to undo there. And then I've got the purple. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, File, Overwrite Sample Leggings, and now I can close and discard changes. Okay, now we need to edit the armor model image. Let's look at the slides. Okay, so here's the leggings armor image. Pause is needed. Next, we're going to edit the armor model image. Okay, so the armor is a little bit different than some of the items we've had before. There's the armor picture that tells you what items you have selected, and then there's the actual image that's wrapped around the character when he's wearing the armor. So now we're going to start to modify the image that the character wears. Okay, so we need to go to Textures and the sample armor 1, and I'm going to control click, open with Other, jump down to GIMP, click OK. Okay, now this one looks a bit different than what we've seen before. Zoom in again. Oh, that's too much. Okay, I think actually 1000. Okay, so now this is the front of the armor, and this is the back of the armor, and these are the boots of the armor. And these are the arm parts of the armor. Okay. Now this isn't going to be exact because I'm not looking at my other images. You're probably going to want to be a bit more precise about this. I'm going to make this a bit interpretive here. Okay, so we're going to, oops, what am I doing? Oh, pencil tool. Actually, I think I like how the airbrush tool looks a little bit. I'm going to try that a little bit. No, I think that's just too light. Okay, back to the pencil. This is going to be a little bit crazy. Okay, this is going to be really probably not that much like the armor items that I did. Okay, so these are the boots right here that I'm doing now. Okay, use yellow. Okay. And some blue. And some purple. Okay. Alright, now this is what I'm going to call done. You really will want to spend much more time on this, so I'm going to overwrite. And then I'm going to close and discard changes. Okay. And then we're going to add the second armor image. Oh, first, let me show you the slide. Okay, and then we're going to add the other. This should actually say sample armor. Okay, so we're going to go back to Eclipse, going to go over to sample armor, to control click, then open with other, and we're going to go into GIMP, select OK. Okay, and we'll need to zoom in. I'm going to try 1000 again. Okay, now I believe this is just the leggings. We're going to change our brush here. Okay, and make it small. Start with my reddish color. Again, this is very basic. You would want to be more detailed with this. Under blue. Oh dear. And our purple. Okay. So now that should be enough to give you an idea that I'm going to close and discard changes. Okay. Well, the next step is to test, but I see there's a little red. Here. This should have been resolved by our changes to the main.java. We've defined all those items here. Well, let's see if it runs. Okay, so it looks like it loaded. I'm going to go into single player, create a new creative world. Okay, so now I can go E to my inventory and I can select the combat tab, which is right here, and I can see all my rainbow armor. So I'm going to move my armor items into my inventory. Okay. Now I'm going to select the survival inventory tab and add my armor to my person. So you can see the rainbow helmet when it's on, it's shown on the person's head. Rainbow chest plate, rainbow legs. Oh, that goes up here. Okay. And the rainbow boots. So now he's in his full rainbow armor. So these on the person were the second set of two images here. This is the sample armor 1 and the sample armor 2. And then these others are these images here, these items that you can add to the person. Okay, so we'll press escape. And now I'm going to go to F5 so I can see my person from a distance. And he's looking pretty rainbow. Alright. So, I think I may have skipped showing you that last slide to pause. Okay, so this is the test armor slide. So this is selecting the combat tab. You can pause here as needed. Other than that, that is the end of creating the armor. Bye.